Welcome back. Today we are focusing on Module 2, which is all about detecting scams. As a reminder, we have 3 modules in this course. At this point, you have already completed Module 1. Now we're on Module 2, where you're currently watching a short video. You'll have a short check-in to complete after this video. And then we've got 1 module left on password security. Again, you'll watch a short video. Then you'll do a check-in. And then again, we have our 10-question multiple choice test at the end of the course that you will need to pass. So when we talk about scams in this course, we're looking specifically at phishing scams. A phishing scam is when someone tries to steal your personal information, such as how you log into your account, by pretending to be someone you trust in an email, text, or other online communication. So you'll receive an email from someone that appears to be an account that you have an account with or a friend, and it will ask you to click on a link and do something. Typically, type in your password, type in your account information. You'll think that you're typing that in with an account that you already have, such as your bank account or Amazon, or you think that you're just sharing that information with a friend of yours, but in fact, it was someone pretending to be that person or pretending to be that account so that they can get your information and log in as you. We have 4 main indicators that the email or text that we received is a phishing scam and not a real email. In these indicators, I'm going to refer to the term website URL quite a bit. Just so you know, when I'm talking about a website URL, I'm talking about this www.whatever.com. It's the web address that gets you to that particular website. That is a website URL. So our first indicator that this is a phishing scam is that the email contains suspicious links for us to click on. Because remember, this is someone pretending to be the University of Delaware. This click here, if I click it, that to me is suspicious. It's going to take me to some website that isn't actually the University of Delaware, and it's going to make me type in information and share it with someone that is not the University of Delaware. So beware if you see suspicious links, especially if they try to get you to click on this link again and again and again in an email. The second indication that it is a phishing scam is if that website URL, again, that's that www.whatever.com, doesn't actually match what you're looking for, or the email address on that email doesn't match with the company it's claiming to be. So in this first instance, let's imagine that my email is talking about my Amazon order. It says, "Hey, Mrs. Totaro, we tried to send you your package that you ordered, but we are having some issues with your account. Please click on this link and type in your account information." So I click on the link, but the link doesn't take me to Amazon.com. It takes me to some other website. That would be an indication that it's a phishing scam. Here's another example over here. I've got an email from supposedly Chase, which is a credit card company. If I take a look at this email address, wouldn't you expect that an email coming from Chase would have an email address that appears to have something to do with Chase, like probably something at chase.com or something like that? No, I have admin@vagarao.com. What the heck is that? That is very fishy.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
My third indication that I have a phishing scam is if the website URL, the email, or the text includes typos of any kind. Official websites and official communication coming from things like your credit card company or your university or Amazon, they all have a team of people that carefully edit and check everything that is written. So there are not going to be typos in a communication that is legitimately coming from one of those corporations. Sometimes scammers will kind of try to finesse you a little bit with their typos. So in this example, if you have an email that directs you to Amazon.com, they might try to sneak a number in where a letter actually belongs. So we can see here in this example, we've got a 0 where we should have an O. That is an instance of them using a typo to finesse me a little bit. Over in this example, if I again look at this email that's supposedly coming from the University of Delaware, the first thing that I see, staffs with an S, that's a typo. Then down here I have, please update your email address account now so you can continue to enjoy all the benefits of your email account. There's all this extra unnecessary space in there. This all is a continuation of this previous sentence, and yet for some reason they capitalize the A in all. Again, we have all of this extra space in the middle of a sentence. There is no period at the end of this sentence, and then there's no space in the click here. That is not something the University of Delaware would send with all of those typos and all of those grammatical issues. And then my last indication, and often my most obvious indication, if I click on a link from an email and it takes me to a website that starts with HTTP instead of HTTPS, I can feel pretty certain that that is probably a phishing scam, because that S in HTTPS stands for secure. It means that website is an entirely secure place for me to type in personal information. Another symbol that we have for security is a padlock that appears next to a web address. Again, that padlock is another indication that the website is secure. So if I look over in this image, this first one makes me nervous. There is not an S after that HTTP, and I do not see a padlock symbol. This second one makes me feel confident. There is the HTTPS, and there's a green padlock, so I know that this is a secure website where I can safely type in my passwords. Now we're going to walk through some examples, and we're going to talk about whether these appear to be phishing scams or legitimate emails or websites. Take a look at this first email. Does this email appear to be a legitimate email or a phishing scam? If you selected legitimate, I agree with you. So here are some things that I am noticing about this email that makes me feel comforted and makes me feel like it's legit. So this email is from a company called Owl Cinemas. And if we take a look at the email address, we've got membership@owlcinemas.com. So this email address matches with the company it's coming from, which is a good sign. If we look at the email itself, it says, Dear John, a big thank you from Owl Cinemas for your unlimited membership so far with us. We are writing to remind you that your initial 12-month membership with us is almost complete. We hope that you have had an amazing year of film at Owl Cinemas, and because you've been such a loyal member, we'll shortly be upgrading you to our premium membership at no additional cost. Please check and update your details online now to ensure you benefit for all of the perks of our premium membership. So, Owl Cinemas is offering John this new premium membership, but to access it, to gain access to that, he has to check online and update his credentials himself. If this were a phishing scam, this is where they'd be providing me with some kind of sketchy link, but instead they're saying, you go ahead, go online now, check it out yourself, fix it yourself. They're not giving a sketchy link that would then take him to some other page for him to update that information. For these reasons, I like this email a lot. This is a legit email. Let's take a look at our next one. Now we're at a website. Does this appear to be a legitimate website or a scam? If you said scam, I agree with you entirely. One thing that I noticed right away is that I don't have an HTTPS or a padlock here. So I'm going to be very nervous to type in my password on a website where I do not have an HTTPS. Also, if we take a look at this URL, we can see that supposedly this is the URL for Internet Docs. But when I look at the URL, they tried to finesse me by putting a 0 in there, and they tried to finesse me by putting a 4 in there instead of the A. So I've got typos, and I don't have the HTTPS. So this one to me is very much a scam. Let's take a look at our next example. Here is an email that I received. Do you think that this is a real email or a scam? If you said scam for this one, I agree with you entirely. Let's take a look at the subject line. Hi, space comma, get 25, no deposit needed. $25. Why is there this extra space? US players, 25 free. Well, that spacing there is weird. Spin the slots. Get $25 absolutely free. That is a sketchy link if ever I saw one. Okay, I could go on and on with this one. Here's another sketchy link down here. This one is super sketchy. It makes me super suspicious. This one is a scam. Let's check out this one. Does this email appear to be legit or a scam? All right, let's start at the top. We've got an email from Kavla, who has a student ID that is all 6 zeros. That seems unlikely. At nccvt.k12.d. Oh, tried to finesse me with that 3 instead of an E. And supposedly, if this is a student, I'm also missing my students at NCCVT. Dear friend. Okay, well, if this is my friend, wouldn't you know my name? You gotta help me. I just accidentally overcharged my mom's credit card, and I know she's gonna find out. Please, I need you to send me $400 before she finds out about it. I just got a new job at McDonald's, and I promise I'll pay you back double what you paid me. Follow this link and enter in your bank account info. That way I can send you the $800 when this is all over with you. Thanks, I owe you, Kayla. Oh, so your name is now Kayla, not Kavla. This link here seems sketchy as anything to me. I'm not going to be typing in my bank info into this link because I highly doubt I know this person. They're not getting my info. Last one. Does this one appear to be real or a scam? Let's start at the top. I am supposedly getting an email from Microsoft Team, so I would expect that the email address would look something like @Microsoft.com or something like that, but instead I've got this at fedco.usa.com. That email address definitely is not a legit Microsoft email address, so that makes me a little bit nervous. Final warning, your email will be shut down. Well, first of all, folks, let me tell you this right now. I am still rocking the email address that I created in elementary school. I don't use it anymore, but it still exists. Email addresses don't get shut down, so that's already a little sus. Microsoft verification alert. Dear user, your email is currently not upgraded. Upgrade now to avoid additional email issues. Upgrade. Thank you for using Microsoft services. Well, given that this email address doesn't match that company, this link is sketching me out. I don't want to use that link because I highly doubt it is taking me to Microsoft. Seems sketchy. This is a scam, right? So using those 4 protocols of seeing if things match, seeing if there are typos, seeing if we can find that padlock or that HTTPS, all of those things have helped me determine that the vast majority of these emails and these communications have been scams. And I do not want these people getting a hold of my information. This concludes today's video on detecting scams. Now is your time to complete the detecting scams check-in. It is below this video on Schoology. Remember, when you finish, you can go back and check your results. There is only 1 multiple choice question on today's check-in and then 1 short answer question. So when you check your results, you'll be able to see how you did on that 1 multiple choice question. If you got it wrong, that will affect your short answer question. So go ahead and take a look at your results. Again, the better you perform on this check-in, the better you're going to perform on the test at the end of this course. All right, everyone. See you next time for Module 3.